for the airport in like 3 hours, and
what?
Facebook Sam is working away. Not even packed.
Max, you're distracted. How do you have time for this, Maxwell?
India, a land of 1,000 languages and 1 billion souls. I'm headed there for Sam's cousin's wedding, and while I've tried to mentally prepare myself, the simple fact is, I have no idea what I'm about to get into.
Day 0 of Hati Tati vacation starts today. So we can get pepperidge snacks now, eat like kings before we go to Port India, and we don't have no Pepperidge Farm cracker. Sam really wanted Hindu food, so we had to fly Air India for the food. Hour number 25. We left on a Friday. It's now Sunday morning, and we're still on the plane. First meal in India.
Yes. Aloo butter gajar. Day 1. Jet lagged but well fed, we head out immediately to one of Delhi's large street markets to shop for some traditional wedding wares, so I can blend in with the locals come wedding time. Having finally landed on the right Sherwani, and the right price, thanks to Sam's parents' expert negotiation skills, we grab a quick lunch and make our way to meet some of Sam's aunts and uncles.
Coming in the row on the road.
हाँ सब आ रहे हो? आ रहे हैं ना? हाँ तू पीछे हट दिवांची पीछे हट
ग्लासेस हटा दो। हम लोग भी कम ही आते हैं ना, कोई आएगा नहीं फिर वो और घर के अच्छा देख ली स्वीटी की पता नहीं सोनू के टीटू की स्वीटी या
Alright,
Where are we going today, Sam?
First to drop off my passports for visa. Hopefully I can go back to the country, but if not, it was nice knowing you. You can pay rent, full rent. And then we'll see some monuments. So
Our first stop after the embassy is Sona, a small lunch spot serving up sub-seasoned samosas. It's also where Sam's parents had their first date.
Yeah, I'd say samosa is pretty similar, but your mom's kept it better.
Minar is minaret, and Qutub, I don't know. This was some sort of a army midpoint base in Delhi from Agra. And that's all I know.
गले लगाओ उसको क्या ठीक है
नाम क्या है? What's your name? Mohammed Rashad. Oh, Max, you're a celebrity now. You must look like some famous cricketer named Maxim.
Yeah, I should have asked who do I look like, because I'm not famous.
After Qutub Minar, we travel into the center of Delhi to Humayun's tomb.
How are you dealing with Delhi heat?
Heat is okay, but I get thirsty often, so I have to drink lots of pani.
Okay, you're not drinking enough pani.
Pani is ancient Sanskrit for water.
Abiding by my dad's very artistic rules of photography. He asks you to go and do certain poses. Better not to argue.
You can think of Humayun's tomb as a red Taj Mahal. It was built as a mausoleum to Humayun, a 16th century Mughal emperor, and great-grandfather of Shah Jahan, who would build the actual Taj Mahal over 100 years later.
Butter chicken, dal, naan. And thumbs up.
We finish off the day at Jantar Mantar, a site with astronomy instruments dating back to the 1700s.
Zero से 90, जैसे 1 डिग्री 4 मिनट, 6 डिग्री 24 और 15 डिग्री का 1 आवर्स, मतलब 1 घंटा हो गया। अगर 90 डिग्री है, ये 6 घंटे बराबर होगी, तो 6 to 12, but to 6 other side, 4 और 4,
60, 4, 58.
58 मल्टीप्लाई 4 डिवाइडेड 60, तो ये हो गया 3 घंटे जो है 52 मिनट।
Our first excursion out of Delhi takes us 6 hours north to Amritsar, Indian Punjab's largest city, a stone throws away from the Pakistani border. Punjab, land of the 5 rivers, is known as the breadbasket of India due to its fertile fields of wheat, rice, and sugarcane, and it offers some very different sights and sounds than the country's capital. Our destination today is the Wagah border, one of only 5 crossing points along the entire 3,000-kilometer India-Pakistan border.
We're in a big rush. We're never a big enough rush to not eat.
So we just ate so quickly, but our driver's eating inside, so we can't leave.
Every evening, the border is closed to the sound of nationalistic song and dance, and some very flexible marching. This is Amritsar, population about 1 million. Amritsar is the home and spiritual center of the Sikh faith, the world's 5th largest religion. In the heart of Amritsar stands the Golden Temple, the Sikh equivalent of the Vatican, and while its splendor is evident in the daytime, it really comes alive at night. Tonight we are attending the Langar, a free vegetarian meal consisting of dal, rice, and roti. Offered to anyone from any faith or caste, the Golden Temple feeds over 50,000 people each day. Everyone here is a volunteer, and I fall asleep on the train back to Delhi with the sounds of thousands of metal plates being washed still ringing in my ears. The best food in India.
No.
Professional.
Not professional.
Back in Delhi, the wedding festivities are about to kick off. Alright, so 40 minutes early, we're the only ones here.
Empty hall, banquet hall.
The only Indian family that's early.
Early.
On time.
Earlier than time.
The engagement, or ring ceremony, is the first of several wedding festivities we will attend throughout the week. After the blessing of the pundit and the exchanging of the rings, we were treated to a feast. And I mean a feast. What I had assumed was the food for the entirety of the event that I was eating earlier turned out to just be the appetizers.
Max finally gets to try a jalebi.
First jalebi. This one's from MacGruber.
Very good. Not too sweet. I don't think.
What?
I'm gonna eat a couple more.
Food is followed by dancing, starting with the friends and family of the bride and groom performing Bollywood-styled choreography.
I don't really know what's going on. I'm just along for the ride. I'm glad I had a pig.
President's house that way. India Gate is there. Higher security, and you'll see a lot of flags in different countries.
President's house, Prime Minister's house. You see all that?
Where's the Prime Minister's house? Not here.
Anyway, very British layout, but with red stone instead of white.
Day 6. Having made a complete fool of myself on the dance floor the day before, I was happy to revert back to the role of tourist, taking in the sights of Old Delhi. Our first stop is the Red Fort, which served as the main residence of the emperors of the Mughal dynasty for nearly 200 years, until 1856, when it was raided by the British.
There's gold on it. See the border of this platform? From outside look like carpet laid over here. Hand carved on the stone, red stone. They stood outside one by one. They came inside with a complaint. Anyone who entered in those days was allowed to see the king like a god on earth. They had to salute the king 3 times. Pass the complaint to the Wazir and Wazir pass the complaint to the king.
On this path, they would plant the trees 10 feet down, so when the king walked along the path, he could pluck fruits by himself.
Dhaba roughly translates to side of the road food stall, and Kareem's is one of the city's oldest and most famous.
We're at Paranthe Wali Gali where they fry paranthas.
We have to be at the Sangeet in a few hours, but not before we duck into some small shops lining the gully to get a first-hand lesson in Indian negotiation skills.
Preference.
They don't teach this in business school. I hope my mom likes purple.
हो मेहंदी तां सजदी जे नचे मुंडे दी मां हो मेहंदी तां फबदी जे नचे मुंडे दी मां हो मेहंदी तां सजदी जे नचे मुंडे दी मां.
Haldi means turmeric. Prior to the wedding, a paste of turmeric, sandalwood, and gram flour is rubbed onto the groom's skin by the married women in the family to purify the body prior to the wedding. I am told that the haldi food fight that ensued is not traditional or typical. However, I have no point of reference to back that up.
All this is going on so
Max has seen every side of my family now. How do you feel?
It's all good. And I know there's food coming, so just wait.
So we're on the rooftop of my cousin's house. Before it used to be just the ground floor when my dad lived here, maybe up to like 10th or 11th grade. And then every house you see here started building up one floor. So then when they built the house again, they had to go up a few floors so they could get sunlight. So you can see like that building next to us used to just be 1 or 2 floors. No, it's that high. So this building has 3 floors plus the roof.
With the turmeric off my face, it's time to do some good old-fashioned pre-wedding partying.
आंखों को झुका के रख ले गोरे गोरे गालों को छुपा के रख ले ओ नीवी नीवी आंखों को झुका के रख ले गोरे गोरे गालों को छुपा के रख ले एवें करी ना की ओ एवें करी ना किसे दे नाल प्यार मुंडियां तो बच के रही तू हुणे हुणे होई मुटियार मुंडियां तो बच के रही तू हुणे हुणे होई मुटियार मुंडियां तो बच के रही
Day 7? No, day 6. Max has finally hit full deli belly. Max, how do you feel?
That's the worst I've ever had. Just like buckets at both ends. Just stomach is not in a good place right now. It could have been any of the 50 different things I ate yesterday.
Yeah.
I have medicine somewhere, and I have Stacy.
Here.
And hopefully I'll be good to go by the wedding.
Another 6 to 10 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours to get better.
So Max, you just threw up.
Banana, dal, and rice.
Okay, and water.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Better after throwing up, but it's been really rough 4 or 5 hours. I'm gonna try and take more medicine, see if we can rally. It's 1:30 now. If I can rally by 5, we'll try and go to the wedding.
Okay. You have to keep having this UN level shit, oral rehydration, and you should be good.
So after consuming enough anti-diarrheal medicine to constipate a small elephant, I braved the 3-hour drive down windy roads and through small villages to Rohtak for the main event. Needless to say, it took my full concentration not to crop my gold pants, so I did a pretty poor job when it came to filming. This includes sleeping outside from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., as well as the actual wedding ceremony itself, which was held at 5 a.m. in the local Gurdwara. You can't visit northern India and not go to the Taj Mahal, so while I wasn't feeling 100%, after a day of rest in Delhi, Sam and I departed for what was supposed to be a 3-day trip through the Golden Triangle. If you're watching this video, you probably thought Delhi to Agra was just super easy breezy, 3 hours on the link road. They slept the whole time, and that's why there's no video. That's not the case.
No, it isn't. Well, we started out with a driver who's probably between 75 to 80 years old and is hard of hearing and will yell at you if you speak.
He showed up 30 minutes late.
35.
He complained he was hungry the whole time because he hadn't eaten. He had an empty fuel tank, so he had to stop for gas. Then he pulled over on the side of the road to get chai and biscuits, even when Sam told him no. And it was just a grumpy old man the whole time, refused to take the fast road and wanted to take his way, which was at least 2 hours slower. So it kind of ruined our whole day. We're just going to call it an early night, and we're excited to see Rajasthan tomorrow. On the road from Agra to Rajasthan, we stopped at Fatehpur Sikri, or City of Victory, which served as the capital of the Mughal Empire under Akbar the Great from 1571 to 1585.
This is the stair to go up. We can't go, close now. Akbar king start new religion called Din-e-Ilahi. Din mean religion, Ilahi mean God, religion of God. Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jewish all together. And front of us, there is a temple for the Hindu wife. Because she gave a son. That's why she got also temple.
Part of Fatehpur Sikri is still an active mosque, so I had to ditch my shoes and cover my shorts in order to enter. Jaipur, known as the Pink City, is the capital of Rajasthan and was at the top of my list when I found out I was going to India. Unfortunately, I broke out into a fever in the 90-degree heat and had to cut my sightseeing short, relegated to viewing the famous Palace of the Wind from the backseat of the car. A few hours and several ibuprofen later, Sam convinced me to check out Chokidani, billed as an ethnic Rajasthani resort.
Having fun? Are you gonna fall? Fall on your left side.
वाली छड़ी है, हाथ खाली, जमीन में लगाया, हाथ पे लगाया, फिर मिट्टी उठा ली, वापिस लिया खजाने में से, मुर रहे कोई सिक्का बनाए, ये कोई मैजिक नहीं है।
Max, how are you doing?
Sick again. Love India.
What caused it?
I have a sore throat and headache, so probably just running around too much, non-stop. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. My stomach's been a little hurting. Hopefully it doesn't get worse.
Good news is we're only 600 kilometers from home.
And that's pretty much how my vacation ended. We cut our trip to Jaipur short, missing an elephant ride through one of the coolest forts in Rajasthan, and took the long, hot road back to Delhi, where Sam's parents got me an appointment with an excellent doctor who quickly diagnosed me with funicular tonsillitis. My throat was so swollen at that point, I'd completely lost my voice. I took the 25-hour trip home through Singapore alone. Sam was stuck in India waiting on her US visa to process. It was a tale of two trips, one full of adventure before getting sick, and one full of survival after. All in all, though, I have a feeling I'll be back soon.